Hi, welcome back to Inner Peace Place. This is lesson number 17, titled Drama and the Ego. This should be a fun one. Our premise for all of this work is that we make decisions day in and day out, moment to moment. We can base them either in our personality self-awareness of the past or in our awareness of this moment, using the information after we've connected to our higher self, soul self, Holy Spirit. It's all good. There's no dogma attached to any of this work. To decide how much ego and chaos and drama you have in your life, look at the main stage. So look at the way you have your attitude about your life. Find the perpetual theme that runs through your life story. Your life doesn't have to be one of ecstasy or a continual high to be a joyful one at all, actually. However, the ego, part of your personality self, loves continuous stimulation. It just loves it. It thrives on it. It bores easily. Similar to that of children. Children do the same thing. Children want action and challenge and change and immediate gratification. And so the ego learns this as a youngster, and we absorb it into our personality self. And that's who we are as adults. We didn't want to be still to hear inside messages or to hear inner guidance when we were younger. The ego wanted to be in control of you, your responses, and the responses and actions of the people around you. Just think about a child, the way they manipulate adults. This is a learning stage for them. So it isn't that anything is wrong with what we've done. I think it's just time to look at how being a child in an adult body, having the mindset of a child and how you manipulate the world around you, doesn't seem to serve you anymore as an adult. It creates drama and ego-based decisions that are just full of chaos, of action, challenges. Now those aren't necessarily bad words. However, we need to focus on what is the base theme running through our life when we make our decisions in our childhood skill set. Aha. Our skill set. So, as an adult, are you looking at your life saying, wow, it's filled with drama, chaos, confusion, action, challenges day in and day out? Well, good. Yay, rah, rah, rah. But is that bringing you inner peace? And if you say no to that, then this is where you may want to listen more. Our inner peace as an adult, in my opinion, would be very different than a child's state of mind. So if you're using controlling others with a skill set as a child, controlling others in your environment, controlling your own behaviors, or don't control your own behaviors as a child who hasn't learned that skill properly. Now, there are people that come out of childhood and somehow they just develop and automatically release some skills and acquire new skills for relationship building and all of that. But many of us get stuck. We just don't get it. We don't get that the way we played on the playground and got the other children to do what we wanted them to do, or be part of a clique or be part of a tribe, and how we had to manipulate ourselves even chastise ourselves into being what we thought was what these other people wanted, all of those skill sets are not necessary anymore. So we need to observe them, love them, send them love and light, and release them in a little balloon that's floating away. Because this is our core of interacting with others and viewing the world, it is not something that you just say, oh, I'm going to do that. Tone, it's done. Most of us have to realize that intense reactions, anything in our life that motivates or creates an intense reactive behavior, is probably not something we want to grow in our life. Now, intense reactive behavior, I mean in a negative way. If there's a reactive joy, then those are the ones you probably want to say, okay, this one's good, I like that, this brings me joy, not so much on this one. Now, some people write this stuff down, and that might be good if you want to stay organized and watch your path and how it grows, but being aware of how our ego plays a part in creating drama in our lives currently, today, at this moment. It affects your life situation, perhaps your environment at work, the type of work you do, all of these things. Look at these in a loving, joy-filled way, and you're on an experiment here. I am going to look at how I interact with others. Am I using the skills I learned as a child? Am I an adult in the room? Am I an adult some of the time and then suddenly I fall into childlike behaviors when there's stress or drama that creeps into the situation? Sometimes you walk into a room and you're feeling all peace-filled and loving and charitable, and then something challenges you, verbally usually. Does that make you jump back into childlike behavior? If it does, you're not alone. Certainly not anybody. I mean, most of us do this, and that's why this work is so important. This play is so important. We want to stay in the moment and be aware when we fall back into childlike relationship actions or relationship behaviors. In the moment behavior, in other words, you connect with your higher self, with your soul self, before you say something, and take that little breath and think about it, and then say what you want to say, is not falling back into habit of childlike reactive behaviors to whatever is attacking you. This attacking, or perhaps you don't feel that people are noticing you, or you want to be the center of attention, or you want. Now, the other thing is that some people sit back and just watch everything going on because they don't want to create any attention on them. And that is also something that you learned as a child, to blend in, to be seen and not heard. And in some households, it was to be not seen and not heard. So there's a whole variety pack that we have to choose from. We can open a box and find all sorts of things. But the big decision, this in-the-moment decision, is who do you want to be today? Do you want to be sitting in the background all the time, watching the life go by? Do you want to be an active participant? And then do you want to do that with joy? Do you want to do it with a skill set that impresses you, not others? We're working on ourselves here. We're not trying to cure the world. We want to stay in the moment when we make decisions. Now, a reactive behavior is drama, creates drama in the room, and your ego will be going after it, and so you probably will continue doing what you normally do. I propose that you be aware of it when you do it. So in other words, you don't have to stop. Just continue, but go, oh, this little part of you saying is being an observer. Wow, look at my ego got in the forefront, and I'm feeling all of this emotion in my solar plexus, and I attacked verbally. I mean, we hopefully aren't doing physical stuff here. And I watched the whole thing go down, and oh my, that is an extremely high place to be. You're not a failure if you don't stop your mouth, or if you don't partake in, or if you stop yourself from partaking in an activity that was filled with drama. It is just a learning. We're learning about ourselves. We're learning who we are and how to better embrace the world. And that's okay. We're kids. We're babies. And we're trying to learn how to be adults in the room. How many adults are in the room? Probably not that many. Especially with a larger group, there's always going to be a couple of really powerful energies in the room that are primarily based in their ego. And that's okay. You don't have to run away from everything, but just be aware of what you're doing at any given moment and realize that your situation is influenceable. I don't know if that's a word. You can influence what you are doing. And you can do it partially. In other words, you may pull back a little bit on what you would have normally said. Yay! You may be able to stay in the moment enough that you choose to say something like, I need to think about this. Or I'm not feeling the flow with what's going on. All sorts of things you can have pre-thought if you ever find yourself in a state where you're feeling reactive. Find some things that work for you and that'll roll off your tongue so that you don't have to go find them in your head. It sounded good when I was rehearsing it, but then when I got in the situation, I totally forgot what I was going to say. If I felt attacked, if I felt a state of fear coming into my physical form. Find some ways to gracefully bow out of a situation so that drama is not increased. It takes practice. It took practice to learn this reactive behavior. So it stands to reason that it'll take practice to find a new way of responding to external stimulus that blends with your path of a inner peace-filled life. Boy, that was a long sentence. So in other words, love yourself, love your inner child, love the skill set that you're bringing to the table, appreciate it, and work with it to say, okay, yay, 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 and then do some work on the h's until they bring you the same kind of joy. But understand, respect, there are going to be times, no matter how skilled you get at this, that your drama ego will pop up and maybe even set you back. Really, you don't get set back because you were aware of it. And you come away from that interaction and you go, oh, I did it, but I was aware. Okay, I'm good. Awareness is a huge part of this play, of this work. Awareness in a couple of different respects. Awareness of your higher self, or awareness of what the moment is really housing. What is the energy of the room? Where is it coming from? Because you will realize this as you get more skilled in managing your own behaviors with love, that drama will not be attracted to you anymore. You won't be attracted to drama. That's where I'm headed. When you are able to do this, you're not in a state of fear about the past or the future. You're just speaking from your heart with love and compassion, no matter what someone says to you. They're attacking you verbally. It's a fear-based thing from their energy. I mean, it's not personal even. It's just whoever would have said that, they would have reacted with those words. So going forward with this, look at what's going on in the room as an observer, not a judger, and say, I'm not attracted to drama anymore. And to do that, I choose, personally, to not have reactive behavior. I'm going to try my best to be in the moment and find responses and conversations and relationship building ideas from the guidance of my higher self, from my soul self. And when we do that consistently, our new habit is to do that. Even when you're very successful at this, you will still have challenges that remind you completely about something that happened when you were young. And you fall off the wagon, so to speak. So get up, dust yourself off, because you did it with awareness. Now you're jumping back on the wagon and you're saying, wow, I didn't get hurt. I fell off the wagon, but I didn't get hurt. And I think I now have an awareness of those types of situations where I can handle myself better. Always look for the positive in any interaction you have. Positive vibrations, the good vibes, are what bring you inner peace. The drama, the chaos, the arguing, any of those types of energies are not going to fill you with the energies of inner peace. And again, don't run away from it. It's just that you pick and choose, you observe, and you find the relationship actions, the responses to people, despite having been triggered into about to say something kind of aggressive, taking a little breath and either not saying anything or bowing out in a respectful way. You know, hang on, let me think about that. Something to that effect. Remember, the ego likes conflict, tension, change, excitement, aggressiveness. That is what the child filled our personality self with, our child self, because that was the way of survival. And even if you're one of those that pulls back from everything, you're still enjoying the ego chaos. You really are. It's just that you're not aware that you are. So we'll talk about that probably next, actually. Love and light to your path. I do hope this resonates with you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.